In this video, we are going to talk about Western political thought by Jeremy Bentham, well known as a father of utilitarianism. So, if you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. Without any further ado, let's begin. Jeremy Bentham was born in London, England. He was an English philosopher, economist, theoretical jurist, earliest and chief expounder of utilitarianism. His father was an attorney, and under the influence of his father, he studied law. He spent his entire life in reading and writing. He also wrote laws for different states like France, England, and Russia. His most important book is An Introduction to the Principles of Morals and Legislation. So let's move toward the purpose of writing Theory of Utilitarianism. Bentham was living at the time when different major developments were taking place. In 1688, Britain was witnessing glorious revolution. In this revolution, the monarch was overthrown and sent for exile. It happened without any war, and it is also called as a bloodless revolution. In 1776, US revolution took place. Before this revolution, America was a colony of British Empire. In 1789, the French Revolution took place. It was an end of French monarchy and feudalism. They took all the political power from the Catholic Church. In all these revolutions, power were transferred from monarch to parliament. So Bentham advised parliament that they should make laws which create pleasure and good impact in the people. Now, what is the theory of utilitarianism? The principle of utility: a good law must be judged as a good or bad law if it has some utility or not. Utility means usefulness. Bentham begins his theory by describing human nature. Bentham says that man is under the control of two masters, pain and pleasure. These two instincts dictate human. Everyone likes the pleasure and tries to avoid the pain. The sense of good and bad is gained from pain and pleasure. Every person has its own concept of good and bad. The things by which he gains pleasure is good for him. According to Bentham, the parliament, while making the laws, keep in mind that whether a law create pain or pleasure among the people. 14 pleasures are sense, wealth, skill, amity, good name, power, piety, benevolence, malevolence, memory, imagination, expectation, association, and relief. 12 pains are senses, awkwardness, ill name, benevolence, imagination, memory, privation, enmity, piety, malevolence, expectations, and association. Now, how to calculate pains and pleasure? For this purpose, Jeremy Bentham introduced an algorithm formula named Felicific Calculus for calculating the degree or amount of pleasure. Felicific Calculus measures the rightness of an action by these features. Intensity: a more intense pleasure is preferable to a weaker pleasure. Duration: pleasures that last are preferable to those that don't. Certainty: if the act guarantees a pleasure, that act is better than one that merely makes pleasure likely. Propinquity: if the pleasure is far off in space or time, the act is less right. Fecundity: the likelihood that the pleasure or pain will be followed by more pleasures or pain. Purity: a pleasure that is mixed with pain is not as good as one that just pleasure. Extent: the more people who will enjoy the pleasure, the better the act. It is also known as a theory of pain and pleasure. Thanks for watching the CSS Fair. See you in the next video. Keep moving forward. Allah Hafiz.